Hi, Dheeraj. I'm Ratish Pandey from Action Coach. Thank you for agreeing to do this interview with us. We really look forward to hearing your story, your entrepreneurship journey. So, welcome.
Thank you, Ratish, for your invite, and I really appreciate that you have found me compatible to onboard on your website. Yeah.
Absolutely. We love to talk to entrepreneurs like you and understand more about your journey, your successes, and your challenges. So let me first, ask you. You've been in this business, your own venture for last 6 years. So first question that I would put across to you is, what do you attribute your growth to? What really got you where you are?
Okay. So basically, one thing which is in me is the urge to succeed. This is the biggest attribute I would say that I had back then. As I told you that I am into business since 2000, mid 2008. But yes, I have established my first office in 2017. But I have always had remote teams and all that. So the urge to succeed was the biggest attribute I would say that I would attribute to.
Great. So it's that initiative, that strong desire to succeed in whatever you start, right?
Yeah, correct.
So and this, I think what you've brought up is really phenomenal thought, because it's all about the entrepreneurial mindset, right? It's about the
Yeah.
mindset to be where. So what would be your message to the entrepreneurs across the world as to what should they have in themselves to get the growth that Dheeraj has found?
Well, I would give people an advice that success is not overnight. Sometimes people have a lot of misconceptions about business that just having a great idea is equals to success, or just putting little efforts will gain them a lot in business. But it doesn't work like this. If you see my example, you will see that I have started back in 2008 and all on my own. I had no external funds that or VCs backing me. So I had to do it all myself. So the first, if you count, I have established first business office in 2017. Okay, so it took me like 7 8 years to just establish myself as an entrepreneur, so that I can buy the properties and then launch an office and have real people in house working for with me. So it takes time. I would suggest people who want to be in entrepreneurship journey should have some sort of patience with them, a lot of patience basically. It won't be overnight success. Yeah.
Brilliant. I think as you picked, what I picked up was play for the long run, folks. And second, it's not just the idea, but it's the execution. The devil lies in the detail, right?
Right.
Because most often people have great ideas, but they fail to execute it well. And what you've managed, Dheeraj, is you had the idea and you also executed it well. So kudos to that, to you on that.
Thank you.
Okay, so how many people do you employ currently?
So Ratish, as I told you that initially I have started hiring remote teams. So
Yeah.
I had one guy who is actually working with me in South India. So we basically have an office in South India, Coimbatore as well. So there we have like 40 people working, and in the north region we have in Chandigarh we have 50 people working in our office.
Great. So close to about 100 people within your organization.
Right.
So as an employer, Dheeraj, as an employer, what has been your biggest learning since you started your business? And you work with people remote, or rather outsourced people, and now you have a team of 100 people working for you. So what has been your biggest learning?
Well, biggest learning is that first thing first, that communication is the key. So you need to communicate effectively, being an employer to your employees. So this, I would say that this is the biggest thing, that you have to set clear expectations with your employees who you are employing, and you should have set goals with them. This should be the biggest thing in my eyes that you have to do with your employees. And then team dynamics plays an important role as well. So team dynamics matters a lot. And again, I would say hiring the talent is critical. So you need to hire good quality people in your organization in order to succeed. So hiring is quite critical, you have to focus on.
Great. So what I heard from you is really starting from hiring the right person
Yeah.
and then communicating what you expect from that person,
Yeah.
showcasing to that person what the goals are, and then focusing on the team element, so that everybody works together to that common goal that you have laid out for them. That
Exactly.
really has been your learnings as an employer.
Yeah.
I think you've sort of really laid it out well for any employee, to start thinking right from the day the person gets on board and what is expected of them. Great. So let's talk a little bit about, you started, as you said, you've been in business for the last 15 years,
Yeah.
for some part sort of running solo, and now you run a 100 people organization. So if you were to go back and say, and if I take you back to 2007 when you started, so what would Dheeraj do differently than what he has done in the last 15, 16 years?
It is a great question, Ratish, that you have asked, and I guess every entrepreneur would love to answer such a question.
And I'm
Okay.
sure every entrepreneur would love to understand your experiences.
Yeah, correctly. Correct. So the first thing I would see in myself is, like I told you, that it took me a lot of time to establish a real in-house office, because it gives a whole lot different experience than you are running teams remotely. Okay. So the first thing I would do is, if definitely I have resources available, I would establish a real office and get people on board and working with me day to day, so that it will definitely give me a leverage to success as soon as I can. Because if I look back, I see it a drawback that I couldn't open an office. However, I have bought couple of different properties, but I didn't invested in office first. So that's what I would want to do if I want to start from square one. Yeah.
Great point. So basically, if you believe strongly in your idea,
Hmm.
find investors or find the money to right away from day one invest so that you can get the teams together and
Yeah.
probably deliver far more than what you've delivered so far.
Exactly. And one more thing I would like to add is, being I have one issue in me as a individual, that I am not good at networking. I am into like doing all on my own. So I would suggest people, and now I realize that this is a mistake. Basically, you need to be going to events, you need to be meeting with different people, networking with people you want to establish business with. Okay. Maybe they are not equals to your maybe they are not aligned with the business you are in, but still they would really help you in getting your feet into entrepreneurship. So that's what I would love to do myself, that if I had to given chance once again to start over, I'll start networking with a lot of people, attending a lot of events. That's I would love to do.
Again, that's a great point, right? Because the more you network, the more connections you make, the better relationships you build, the better are your chances of getting more business and expanding your business.
Yeah.
Great point. Now let me sort of and obviously you've been an extremely successful entrepreneur over the last 15, 16 years. I'm sure this would not have come with some challenges that you have faced. So let's talk a little
Yeah.
bit about, if I were to ask you, what's your biggest challenge in business right now?
Well, business running a business is not that easy. I guess before we have started, we had a little bit talk over it, and there are always some sort of misconceptions in people's mind that it is easy. When you ask me about the challenges I have faced or I am right now facing, is the biggest thing is, as we are into market which is global market, we are not catering to Indian clients. Our clients are from mostly from US, UK, and Europe. So you have to build trust with anybody you need to sell your services or offerings. Okay. And so this is the biggest point I would like to emphasize, that you need to build your brand in a way so that people start trusting you in your service, because there are a lot of different type of things happening in India. So it is really typical for people, it is really tough for the foreign people to trust Indians basically.
So you were talking about building trust, and how do you get your customers to trust you? What's the next other big challenge?
The another challenge is in the IT attrition rate is quite high. If you even talk about big giants like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, you will see that even they have like 20% attrition rate. So the smaller organizations like us, to gain trust of employee is another challenge you have to face. So people would, why would people being an employee would trust on us being operating a small business? So this is the biggest challenge we are facing from the employee side as well, that the attrition rates are quite high. So it is like, you are hiring a new person with lot of work with HRs, and then you get them on board and they start working with you, and then at certain point, let's say after 1 year or so, they just due to some financial issues or many other personal issues, they just want to move to another organization. So it actually breaks a lot. It actually breaks a lot of operations of a chain which you have established, team dynamics, and a lot of things impacts negatively on the business. Yeah. So this is the challenge we are facing currently.
So when I look at it, what you mentioned, one is building trust from your customers, and
Yeah.
I guess it also uh, works around how do you train your people to be multicultural, understanding the cultures of different countries that you operate in. Because once you understand the culture, you're probably able to build trust faster, right?
Correct.
So basically training your staff there. And second, as you mentioned, which I guess a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs like you are faced, is
Hmm.
holding the employees and sort of, telling the employees that you have to play for the long run
Yeah.
with Dheeraj and Added, and how do you continue to build your career at Adair rather than just looking for that extra money that some other employer is ready to give you for that monthly increase in salary. So
Correct.
great. I think absolutely you're right. Those are currently probably, especially as you mentioned in the IT piece in India, attrition is a big challenge, and I'm sure you would be working towards how is it that you can hold these people back with you so that you are able to ensure that it's the business works seamlessly without these hiccups.
Definitely. We are trying our best to hold good people in our organization. Yeah.
So I'll also ask you one question because I guess you work across time zones. And
Okay.
that's an interesting question that I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs would love to hear your answers to, which is how do you balance your personal life with the demands of running your business because you work with Australia, you work with US, you work with Europe, so you are sort of stretched across time zones. How do you do that, Dheeraj?
Ratish, to be honest with you, it is really difficult. You know, if you ask me, the first 8 years of the journey, I was into 24/7 working mode. So you won't believe that I always had my laptop near my bed, and if anybody is in need, if clients are pinging me at night, I would, even if I am falling asleep, I would just woke up and start chatting and communicating with them. So later on, since I have started my own business and started hiring people, I have delegated tasks to different people, and now the life is much smooth when it comes to my personal life. But I am still working on improving it. And if you ask me, Monday to Friday, yes, Monday to Friday is quite, working. I am in working mode. Even if, as I told you, that we have night shifts as well. So sometimes the sales team basically needs my help in order to execute a lot of things. And in the operations part as well, I need to take care of operations part, so that I need to make sure that the all the projects which we are running are going on smoothly and deliveries are smooth. So I need to work on both the parts. Yeah.
I can understand, and I certainly wouldn't want to be on your spot because it's a and kudos to you that you sort of managed it and you're still smiling.
Yeah, now it is like a habit for me. Yeah.
Yeah.